Welcome to this week's episode of TSS-WHJ. I'm Rachel Zadorek.
And I'm Becca Boslett. Today we'll be learning about our local school program of community service, VIKES. We'll also hear from the latest news and hear about our local sports from the fabulous Joe. We'll also learn about the dangers of inhalants. They're a serious problem, guys. And we'll hear from Chris Warnicki, member of the local band Last Avenue.
Among the many senior activities, one that stands out that seniors probably dread the most is VIKES Hours. VIKES stand for Vikings Inspire Knowledge, Effort, and Service. The goal of VIKES, according to a parent letter, is to involve the students in their community so they can contribute to learn how their communities function and how they can make meaningful contributions to them. VIKES is a variation on a program that began at Conant in 1991. VIKES has been a part of Frem's curriculum since 1995. Similar programs are implemented at all District 211 schools, such as Schaumburg's SHARE program. VIKES is not a graduation requirement. It is, however, 10% of a student's second or fourth quarter grade, whether they are enrolled in Government, Social Science Survey, or AP Government. Although students are not required to complete the project in order to graduate, they are advised to complete it in order to boost their grade and avoid having to take finals. VIKES is considered a major assignment. VIKES offers two tracks to complete the project, agency and event. The agency route basically sets a student up and commits them to volunteering for an agency. Agencies vary from the Viking Tutoring Center, Tutoring Peers, to the Almost Home Foundation, Finding Foster Dogs Permanent Homes. Agencies can be religiously based but cannot involve instruction of religion and could instead be childcare. For the agency track, students must complete 20 hours of service over a minimum of 10 weeks. Final grades for the agency route are based primarily off the agency evaluation of the student. Only 10% of the grade is based off the final written student reflection. The agency route works a little differently. Students volunteer at events run by volunteer organizations, such as a triathlon run by Barrington Park District. Students volunteer their time at a minimum of 4 events to complete these requirements. For the agency route, grades are based off a portfolio of events completed and a final reflection paper detailing what was learned throughout the experience. For students who are unable to commit to 20 hours of service, there is a research paper option. The research paper is typically community-based. This option typically needs to be discussed with individual teachers. VIKES is a program that encourages students to actively participate in their community while learning the fundamentals of government.
Thank you, Aldesha.
There's a show that defies all odds, that shocks you every week, that's so spine-tingling, and that show is Glee. With Rachel liking Jesse, who's a spy for the opposing team, and Finn finding out he's not the father of Quinn's baby and Puck is, this show is full of mystery and full of surprising twists, like Kurt and Mercedes joining Sue Sylvester's Cheerios. Glee keeps you guessing and leaves you wanting more. Catch the new Glee this Tuesday at 9 and see what happens next.
And now to Becca with the news.
A 400-foot balloon built by NASA to carry a telescope that was a culmination of years of work crashed into the Australian outback, just narrowly missing onlookers. A win for women. One of the last remaining gender barriers in the military has been lifted. Women are now allowed to serve on submarines. 24 female officers should be ready to join the ranks of submarine officers by 2012. Currently, there will only be women officers because provisions must be made for sailors to ensure that women have more privacy and more economic despair. Similar to the domino effect triggered by the fall of Lehman Brothers, there is now a fear that Greece's serious debt downgrade and economic failures will spread to other nations as seen in Portugal and Spain, whose debts have been downgraded as well. Because Europe is an important market for Asian producers, this could cause global problems. The legal immigration debate continues. A new law in Arizona requires immigrants to have their alien registration documents with them at all times and mandates police to question people if there is any reason to suspect they're in the United States illegally. Supporters hope that this will encourage illegal immigrants to leave the country on their own, while opponents believe that this is simply a form of racial profiling that will perpetuate racism. To those out there who think middle school children are too young for Facebook, Anthony Orsini, principal of a New Jersey middle school, agrees with you. He sent out an email to parents in the school community passionately requesting that parents take down their students' online profiles. He claims that middle school students are simply too young to moderate themselves on these websites, often leading to bullying. According to the school, responses have been positive.
Frem baseball and softball are cruising. Frem Jr. Sean Stutzman threw a no-hitter in a 26-0 rout of Hoffman last week. The Frem baseball team is now 9-7 on the season. Girls softball is still number 1 in the state, and they show no signs of slowing down, as they beat rival Palatine 7-2 yesterday. The Vikes are now 17-1 on the season as they get deeper into conference play. In local area professional sports, the Blackhawks are advancing to the Western Conference semifinals, where they'll play the Vancouver Canucks in a best-of-7 series. Also, the Cubs won their 4th straight game, beating Washington 4-3 in 10 innings.